Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of Inflikted, the debut studio record by the metal supergroup Cavalera Conspiracy. Today we're celebrating the 15th anniversary of the record, so I've decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. My story with this band, and the Cavalera brothers to be exact, started when I was basically an infant. My siblings were massive metalheads and they would listen to Sepultura all the time. When I was born, Max already left the band and he started Soulfly, and that band was epic as well. Soulfly is one of my all-time favorite bands. Their first 5 records are very important to me. So is Sepultura, like Arise, Chaos AD, Roots. I love those records, and I remember when this record was released because it caught me by surprise. I didn't know that they've planned a reunion because I was like 11 or 10 back then, but I listened through the record, I loved it, and that's the whole story basically. So, Inflikted was produced by Max and Logan Mather, the ex-guitarist of Machine Head, nowadays a renowned producer. And why did I call this band a supergroup? Because on this record we have a massive lineup. So there is Max on vocals and the rhythm guitars, he's doing the lyrics and most of the music. Then we have Mark Rizzo, you may know him as the guitarist of Il Nino and also of Soulfly for like 18 years. He also has his solo career and now new bands like Revenge Beast, Hell the Horns. He's one of my all-time favorite guitarists because he has a distinct style. You always know that it's him, and he's just a very talented musician, and basically he wrote every guitar solo on this record and every Soulfly record, yeah, except Totem. So yeah, great guy, love him. Then we have Joe Duplantier on the bass, the frontman of Gojira. Gojira is a progressive death metal band from France. Nowadays everybody knows them. Back then not many people did. Like I started listening to them back in like 2012, so yeah, but he's amazing here. He also provides vocals on 2 songs, Black Ark and Ultraviolent, and he also co-wrote Ultraviolent with Max. I wish he was more present on this record, you know, that he would write more songs instead of just playing bass. Then we have Igor, the brother of Max, on the drums. This is their first record since Sepultura's Roots when they play together. A big reunion. We also have some guests on this record. We have Richie Cavalera on Black Ark and Rex Brown, the bassist of Pantera, playing bass on Ultraviolent because Joe Duplantier played guitar and did vocals on that one. So that's basically the entire lineup for this record, and as I said before, it's just massive. These people are legendary, and it was obvious that by having them in a single room, they would come up with some amazing stuff. The production is tight, it's clean but heavy, no loudness war, no clipping, I love it. Message is diverse, songs are mostly about conflict, society, hating on fake people. It's always the same shit with Max, so yeah. If you enjoyed his previous lyrics, then you will enjoy these ones as well. When it comes to Max Cavalera, I like to meme the fact that he always repeats the name of the song in the chorus, and it's funny. You know, like in Soulfly he would do Back to the Primitive, or Second Strike, or This is the Prophecy. And here it's the same exact thing. Like the chorus of Hex is just do 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 Hex, do 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 Hex, or ultra violence gonna take your soul. Never trust the war. Never trust the scum. Never trust. Fuck them all. He's always repeating the same exact thing. It's hilarious, but I guess it's made this way so people can easily sing along on festivals. So yeah, it's nice. Structure of the songs is between basic and advanced, but I leaned towards advanced more, because we have a standard intro, verse, chorus, and usually between those things we have guitar solos by Mark Rizzo. Sometimes he waits until the bridge to give us a solo or 2, and the bridges are always long because they are comprised of several factors, like we can have a bridge that is like 2 minutes long. There are like 5 separate things going on. So yeah, I think it's advanced. And also then the song skips right to the outro. They do not repeat the chorus for the third time mostly. Music is a mix of groove metal, thrash metal, death metal, with some slight nu metal influences here and there. The nu metal influences are very small, and if you're not a fan of the genre, then you probably won't even notice them, so you can call it a groove death thrash metal record. The album starts with the title song, Inflikted. The first thing you're going to notice is the drum work. Igor is just legendary throughout the entire thing. His drumming is very intense. He is just vicious, and I love his performance here on every song. Then we have the bass. Joe is mostly following what the guitars are doing. Only in Hex he has a part where only he and the drummer are playing. Then we have the guitar work. Max typical 000 riffs, and Mark Rizzo is just straight up killing it with the guitar solos. Every guitar solo on this record is flawless, it's memorable, and it stays in your head. The guitar solos elevate this record to a higher standards of music. Rhythm riffs, or however you call them, they are very groovy and punchy. They're also very fun, but if there were no guitar solos in these songs, then it wouldn't hit as hard. The guitar parts complement each other in every song. And the last parts are the vocals. Max sounds great on the record. He still has power in him here, he doesn't need to rely on technology that much. So yeah, it sounds amazing. So to focus on this song, Inflikted, apparently this one was written for the Soulfly Conquer record. It was even released as a demo in 2007 under the Soulfly name. I couldn't find that demo version anywhere, but I must have heard it back in like 2008 or 9 because I distinctly remember checking it out. If you own that demo version, you can write it down in the comments, just upload it to YouTube or whatever, because I couldn't find it anywhere and I would love to hear it. I think that most of this record could have been that Soulfly Conquer album, and when Igor and Max made up, they basically swapped all of these songs for Cavalera Conspiracy ones, and basically like a few months later they've recorded new songs for the Soulfly album, because that Soulfly Conquer album sounds very disappointing compared to Dark Ages. It kinda sounds not inspired, and I guess it's because all of the inspired songs are here on Inflikted. So yeah, I'm not saying that Conquer is a bad record, I still think it's great, but it's not as good as this one. But yeah, Inflikted is a phenomenal song, I love every second of it, especially those cool guitar melodies and guitar solos by Mark Rizzo. He's the diamond of this band. Without him, I don't feel like Max Cavalera can do interesting music anymore. At least if you've listened to Totem, it was hard to get through without Mark Rizzo. So yeah, Inflikted, genius song, everything works here. The groove, the flow, the instruments, the vocals, 10 out of 10. I can say the exact same thing about Sanctuary, which was released as a single with a music video. This song is fucking furious. It has lots of intensity and energy to it. The beginning of it reminds me of that old school Sepultura / Nailbomb stuff, especially the drumming. The leg work is fantastic. Apparently Mark Rizzo did backing vocals on this song, at least that's what the promo CD says. It's hard to talk about these songs because I have nothing to criticize, just every second counts and it's fun as hell. 10 out of 10. Terrorize is the same, epic guitar riffs, the guitar solos, drumming, bass work, vocals. 10 out of 10. Black Ark features Richie on the vocals. Now this is one of the most special songs here because it has slightly nu metal soulfly vibes to it. Under the sun of the Black Ark, yet again guitar solos are great. The fact that Joe Duplantier also does vocals at one part is amazing. The song has lots of variety in it. There are melodies, but there are also heavy parts, there's grooviness to it. 10 out of 10. Then we have Ultra Violent. Now this is probably my favorite song on this record. As you know, half of it was written by Joe Duplantier, and the first 2 minutes of this song are the best part about this record. Like, it sounds like old school Gojira, you know, the chorus, oh so ultra violent, gonna take you so, and the riffs underneath that are just so fucking crushing. I could play this song on repeat for eternity and I wouldn't get bored by it, because those riffs are just so fucking good. Great shit. And then we have the verses where Joe is screaming his heart out. His screaming is just so fucking heavy. I just wish so much that he had more influence on this record, because this song proves that if Max would let Joe write and do more things with his voice here, this record could have been even better. The only flaw of this song, melody, it's not as vicious and interesting as everything else in this song, because the guitar solos were epic, the verse part great, the chorus is the best, and that was kinda weak, that one part. So that's why I don't rate it 11 out of 10, just 10 out of 10, but it's phenomenal. Hex continues that intense vibe of the previous song, but it brings it up to 11. It's much more faster and so heavy. This is basically a death metal song, and I just love those tremolo riffs because they are my favorite, you know. The chorus is straight up legendary, and the verses are as well. And also then the guitar solo is beautiful. Cool shit. 10 out of 10. The Doom of All Fires is the first song that isn't on par with the previous ones. It's still great, don't get me wrong, but the vocal performance doesn't have that much energy as it did in the previous ones. I don't know why. Mark Rizzo is of course here to save the day with his guitar solos and melodies, but yeah, this sounds like a more standard song. It's kinda like the tracks on Soulfly Conquer, to be honest. But it's still great, just not as good. 9 out of 10. Next song, Blood Bro, brings back the intensity and interesting ideas to this band. The first part of the song is like a standard track, kinda similar to Terrorize, but then in the middle we get a very beautiful guitar solo by Mark, and it has kinda a neoclassical vibe to it in some parts. This is one of the highlights of the record for sure. 10 out of 10. Never Trust has that nail bomb atmosphere about it. It's straight to the point, hardcore punk vibes through and through. I love the lyrics because they are funny but also true. After every verse there's a guitar solo. Like, Mark is on fire here. It's such an interesting song and it just never lets go. 10 out of 10. Hearts of Darkness slightly slows down, but it's still very heavy and melodic. Again, the guitar solos are the best parts, and that bridge melody, which sounds very similar to Death Symbolic era. I love these kinds of riffs. I think Mark Rizzo brought them to the band because they've started happening on the Dark Ages record, and when it comes to Soulfly, and then they followed to Conquer right until to Ritual, which was the last record with him. On Totem there were no guitar riffs like that. I love when there's Chuck Schuldiner's spirit in the riffs, and I feel it here in this song. So yeah, another masterpiece, 10 out of 10. And the final song on the record, Must Kill. It's much more straightforward. Yet again, the vocals are like, we must kill, we must kill. And it just goes on. And we have a cool guitar riff. And yet again, in the middle there's a guitar solo and more melodic part. but to be quite honest, this is the weakest song on the record. I won't say that I wish it was removed, but yeah, it's not as good as everything before it. It's kinda slightly repetitive. I did not notice that in the first 10 songs, I do notice it here. So yeah, but still, it's great, 8 out of 10, and we have 2 digital bonus songs. The first one is a cover of Possessed called The Exorcist classic song. It's a good cover. It's not as great as the original, but that wasn't the plan, you know, the bands never cover the originals to be better, they just cover them in their own styles, so this is a nice thing. I like the fact that the sample from the movie is played on an acoustic guitar by Mark. It's cool as fuck, and yeah, it's intense, it's heavy, it's fine, it's a good cover. Nice bonus track, 7 out of 10. And then we have the final song, In Conspiracy. This one has a slight nu metal edge, you know, that weird effect on the guitar, wow wow, do 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 wow wow. I guess the record would have been better if this one ended it instead of Must Kill, but actually both of these songs have similar quality, just this one is slightly more melodic than Must Kill. So if you haven't heard this song, check it out, it's great. I don't know why it's just a bonus track, it could have ended the record. 8 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable and the flow is fitting. Replayability, yeah, it's a masterpiece. I enjoyed this record from beginning to the end. Sure, 2 of the songs aren't of the same quality as the rest of the record, but I still enjoyed every second of it. Without any doubt, this is the strongest Cavalera Conspiracy record, and if you haven't heard it, you should. You will have lots of fun with this one. So yeah, celebrate the anniversary by spinning this record today. It deserves some love, some attention, that's for sure. Don't skip this one. That's all from me, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, links in the description. Write down in the comments what you think about Inflikted. Was it great for you, or maybe not? I would love to know. I will see you in my other videos. Bye!